What's up, everybody, and welcome to Bricks and Toys. Today we have a special 900 subscriber video for you all. Now, we were not going to do a 900 subscriber video, but we were made an offer that we cannot refuse. And this offer was brought to us by Amazon and not by the mob. Now, Jeff Bezos is kind of like a mob with Amazon and how it's integrated in every bit of part of our lives, but that's not what we're about here today. We are about crossing a threshold that we don't really get to cross too many times on this channel. Like we did last May with finally crossing over and getting our first UCS set, the Millennium Falcon, and going into that range of adult Lego sets from standard adult and play sets of Star Wars, we're going to do that today for Technic. This has been a long time coming, and if you guys watch the channel, you guys know that my stance on Technic has changed a lot in the last year since I built my first Technic set, and now I really enjoy Technic, and I firmly believe Technic is one of those things that is really for the vehicles. Lego icons, don't get me wrong. Speed Champions, again, don't get me wrong. Incredible lines. But something about building a Technic vehicle just goes together like butter on toast, butter on waffles, ketchup and fries. You guys get the point. So I'm going to turn you guys around and show you guys this build because it is so large, so big that I can't put it in my hands. And no, that's not what she said. But the build does weigh 15 pounds. I did weigh it. And you guys are going to see why in a minute. And if you guys already know, you guys know. Because like I said, we're crossing the threshold of adult Technic sets like we did with Star Wars last May with the Millennium Falcon. So what is the Millennium Falcon equivalent of a Technic set? So do you guys have any clues on what this build may be? I'm pretty sure by now all of y'all know what this is. This is one of the most greenest boxes you've ever seen. No, I'm playing. This is the $4 million Lamborghini Sian. And I strongly believe at this particular point, just looking at this box, Lego thought if we were going to do the mother of all Technic sets like the Millennium Falcon is to Star Wars, what better way to do it than with the Lamborghini Sian? Even though it's a car that we all don't know too much about, again, it is a $4 million supercar. Lego is really stepping it up with this one. Let's just get a general look at this box. You can see this lovely green. Everything is specially embossed on the box. The Lamborghini logo is like 3D. Turning on the side, we do have one of the wheels for the set. All the Lego jargon down there. Coming over here, we got more of the nice little side stuff. Tilting it forward, we have those nice taillights of the vehicle, all nice embossed, exhaust pipes, rear venting. The Lamborghini is all nice and embossed on the box as well. Then on this side of the box, we have the actual build itself. Again, 18 and older, 42115, 3,696 pieces. Yeah, that's right, almost 4,000 little tiny Technic pieces to make this beast. Now, this beast is a 1/8 scale build. Now, at this point, I did say this is a $4 million supercar, but how much does it cost for Lego to make this out of Technic? Well, Lego's price on this set is $450, but I said it at the very beginning of this video. Amazon made us an offer that we could not refuse. So what was that offer? That offer was a 17% off deal. I was surprised when I found it. I immediately told my investor, and we both agreed this had to happen. Now, what does 17% off get you? Gets you down to $375 on Amazon for this set at the time of filming this. That's a $75 discount on this set. It takes that brash $400 for a Technic set and softens it up to a mid-300s, which is pretty reasonable when we just spent $220 for a 1/8 scale Mercedes W14. So that is how we got here. Now, let's continue and let's start unboxing this set. Now, we are going to just review this set and unbox this set. This set is 4,000 Technic pieces. Again, I am not going to sit here and time-lapse me building all of those tiny little pieces. It ain't going to happen. So we're going to finish unboxing this set, then we're going to go in and do a review. So taking a look, we have tape, 1, 2. Do we have any on the side? No. Then we have 2 more down here, 1 and 2. So that we have 4 pieces of tape to open up this bad boy. We're going to lay it flat. I love how the bottom of the box is actually the front advertisement of the box, where the top of the box is that lovely green. I think this is like the back, trunk of the Lamborghini. What do they call it when it's the hood, but it's the trunk? I know if it's in the front, it's called the frunk, but what's it called in the back? I'm not sure, because the Lamborghini is rear engined, or is it mid engine? Something like that. Pretty sure it's rear. So let's go ahead and open this up so we can now get a look at this luxury set. Oh yeah. So now we're into the set, and it kind of carries over from the initial box. Here we have what I would believe would be the rear foiling of the vehicle in carbon fiber. And then we have that green embossed crease of the rear of the vehicle continuing on down. Now, pulling these out, it's like Chinese takeout boxes, everybody. You open up each box. This one has wheels on that end. Then over here on this end, this is labeled box number 6, and we have the wheels over here. So we have tires and wheels and box number 6. Now, clearly, I'm just diving in here without any experience, just going raw dog. Now, we're going to go to the next one. This one's got some weight. And this one is labeled box number 5. What do we get with this one? We get some of the build in the bag. Now, since we can, let's check both ends of the box. And we have more pieces of the bag. I think I see a bag number 5 in there. So at least the bags are numbered on this set. So then I guess we continue. What's this going to be, number 4? Yes, number 4. And more pieces in bags, more pieces in bags. I have never seen Lego packaging like this before in my life. And look at that, we got a bag number 4. It's all friction pins. Oh boy. So I guess this is going to be box number 3. Yep, correctamundo. And we have more pieces. And then on this side, we have more friction pins labeled in number 3. So that takes care of the center. So I'm going to guess one of these is 1 and one of these is 2. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look. This is number 2. And this is going to open up just like so, revealing more parts and pieces of the build. This is very extravagant. I always knew that these builds, the Ferrari and the Lamborghini, were of a whole new realm, but a box that opens up like a shoe box, and boxes specifically shaped to be resemblant of a car part, is just, I really think a good portion of this set alone has to do not with the number of pieces, but with the packaging. Kind of like when you used to buy an old school Apple product. And then we have box number 1. And it's all the number 1 parts and pieces. And where does that leave us? That leaves us with the deep down internal of the box. We have what looks to be 2 books of this, maybe? Yes. So we have our first book, which is the front half of the vehicle. Let's just take a look. Maybe this is our second book. Yeah, I think this is our second book. So we have the parts that come with the set. We have some images of the vehicle in blue. And then it looks like we have 1,084 building steps and 321 pages in this book alone. It does tell you up at the top, build box number 6. And I did see in here somewhere that it does tell you the shape of the box to be looking for to build. Looks like we're going to have stuff throughout the build as well, where it tells you. And it is also saying, yeah, you can see here, box 3, going that way. So I kind of did this all backwards. But this is book number 2. And then we do have book number 1, which is going to be the first 498 building steps and 319 pages. Let's see what we have in the beginning. We have more images of the vehicle, images of Italy and honeycomb. Ferrari does a lot of things in honeycomb. Stuff about the designer, stuff about the actual car. I mean, look at that. That's a $4 million car, everybody. That is just beautiful. not a big Lambo guy, but out of the two, the Lamborghini is the far better looking than the Ferrari Daytona SP3 of these sets. So there is no building stages on this at all. Instead, it just says box 1. It tells you where to find it, which was, I think, on this side. And it just tells you that you're going to be doing the gearbox and rear suspension in that number 1 box. So that is the 2 books. They're both very, very thick, and they both get you about 500 and then another 500 steps. So it is perfectly split down the middle. And we do have a little piece of paper, which I'm going to guess because of the timeline that this set came out, which I believe was in 21, I think. They were transitioning from plastic to paper, to which all these years later, 3 years later, we're still doing. The reviewers get the paper bags in the sets, but us normal folk, we still get plastic in our sets from the Lego store and from Walmart. And yes, packaging more sustainable. Little note in there. And that does it for the complete unboxing. So what's up next in this video? Well, like I already told you guys, we're going to go straight into the review. So what I am going to do between here and the review process is I'm going to show you guys each individual box of the build. I think each one of these boxes is going to contain a specific part of the build that's going to, build up the vehicle like we would expect them to. And I'm going to show you guys the ones that are the most critical and the most detailed, because I believe that this car is going to be one of those that's going to have a lot of internal detail, and once you put in the external panels, you're probably not going to see it. So to prevent me missing anything to show you guys, we're going to be going after every box that has something significant and showing you those details. So let's go ahead and let's get into it. So here we have the end of box number 1, bags number 1. I'm pretty sure that this is going to be the rear of the vehicle. We got some suspension put in. But look at all these gears, everybody. This was kind of working like a clutch mechanism. I don't know what exactly it's going to do. But if you look, you can see it popping and locking, and it's doing all types of stuff to interlock the gears. I don't really know what all of that's going to translate into. And then this looks to be where the interior is going to kind of be over in here. And then obviously the front of the vehicle is going to go here. But just for the first series of bags, holy cow. That is at least a few hundred Technic pieces. Out of all the extra parts, it does seem we have these parts left over. These parts came in unnumbered bags, so I'm going to guess we're going to need these parts throughout the build. So they're just going to be there chilling. But so far, not a bad start to this project. Well, we are at the end of bag number 2, and we have a lot more car to see here. What a huge step up from bag 1 to bag 2. With bag 1 here, we clearly have a whole front all shaped in here. All the suspension all boxed in. We have steering ready to go. And not to mention, we also have that big V12 engine back here. All plumbed in. And then we do have some interior bits going in. Well, the build is done. And like usual, we have some things to talk about. I know I didn't film, I think, bags 3, 4, and 5. Because after 3, it kind of got to the point of, these are things that I can show you in a review. And I don't want you guys to get to the review segment going, I don't need to see that. I kept everything a secret, so you guys can see what I'm about to show you guys. So, let's see what a high-end Technic car is all about. And I'm floored, everybody. This is something. Okay, here we have the Lamborghini Sian, and wow, this car. I'm just gonna say it right now, as a person that's done a lot of looking into this. From where you guys are sitting, you guys are not nearly capable of absorbing what this thing is actually in person. This thing, from where you're sitting versus where I'm sitting, are 2 different seats. But let's just go over and just start off with the obvious detail, that color. That green color is just, wow. I mean, it just pops. It's beautiful. And then to accent that green color, we have these lovely gold metallic rims. These rims are just stunning. We have a black core of a car with light bluish gray bits pieces, blue pieces, red pieces like you would with Technic. That's what we come to expect. But then we also have these nice seats that are a dark bluish gray with the green, which are really nice. We also have a really nice printed plaque. This is Lamborghini Sian FKP 37, which is really nice. So let's go ahead and let's start going through the car, and then I'm going to take you off the tripod and let you guys into the car and show you guys some of the things that it can do throughout this whole process. There's a lot here. This is like the Millennium Falcon of Technic sets. I mean, this is nuts. So let's start off with the front of the vehicle. Now we do have working suspension where it's push rod all the way through. Pretty nice. Let you guys get a good upwards look. We have all the nice foiling and the headlights all made up around the front here. Everything on this car is printed. There is absolutely no stickers at all. So any Lamborghini logos or anything you guys see is all a printed element. Then here we have the frunk. So the frunk opens up. Now there is a serial number right here inside of the car. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's right here. You're supposed to cover that up so nobody can see it, but at this point, you're supposed to be able to go to a Technic website and register that number and get like a certificate of ownership. But Lego has since discontinued the website in the last 4 years, because this is a 2020 car. Now we do have a little cute handbag that fits very snugly here in the frunk. I like that detail, and you can open up the handbag, even though there's really nothing you can put in it, as there's a hole in the bottom and holes in the side. It's just for the idea to be a little bougie, which is really cool. I really like that. Turning the car around, we can get a good look at the side details. Again, we have that nice green. In between this green and this green, we have this black that comes up the sides. You guys will see that throughout. Black that comes all throughout here, kind of blacks it all out. We have a nice black down the center. Again, those gold metallic wheels. I really love how all of this looks all throughout the side here. One really cool thing is we got the Lambo doors. It opens up with a little push. So that is really, really nice. When I was building, I was wondering what that mechanism was for, and that's what it was for. Coming around the back is something else. It's really nicely detailed. We got our exhaust pipes. We have nice little red taillight pieces, making them nice bits of taillight. We have lots of air foliage on this one. And if you reach on into the passenger side, so again, you press down, you can get in here with your finger somewhere. Maybe if I go in this way. Yeah, right here. Okay, I found it. You can pull this lever and have the active arrow function. Thought that was really cool. And then we come around here, and we have more of what we're used to with the black all throughout, the nice foliage in the door. Again, like I already showed you, that does open up like that. Really freaking nice stuff. One really cool thing about this car, I'm going to try to show it to you guys as safely as possible, is if we come down here to the bottom, I'm trying to angle this. So if you guys can look right in this general area, I'm going to be hitting a button behind the steering wheel. And what that's doing is that's moving the 8-speed gearbox made out of Technic components. All the bag one was to make this gearbox, which is supposed to be 8 speeds, which honestly does nothing in terms of a car that does not run. It's just for a cosmetic effect, which is pretty cool. If it's not moving, which it's not, it's because you have to actually go into the center of the car. You'll see a gear stick when I bring you in, and put the car down into drive. And now it should be working. There it goes. There it goes. See? Ain't that a trip? So that's one of the really biggest core functions of the vehicle itself. So now I want you guys to come on in and let's take a deeper look at this car off of the tripod. Okay, so let's go into the interior. So back here, you'll see those little levers. You just push up on the lever, pull the lever, wrong lever. And this is the lever right here for the active arrow. When you move this, that's what does that motion. You can see those seats nicely detailed. We have a huge dashboard. And there you see the center console right here. That's neutral, that's reverse, back to neutral, back to drive. I really like this nice gold printed plaque. So you do have this back cover. I like how they put the Italian flag, all these pieces. Then you come into here. You can see it looks like we got the muffler of the vehicle. We got the nice V12. And of course, if you put the car into gear, right there, you can see the pistons move up and down. But if you put the car in neutral, no piston moves, which is pretty cool. Really love that engine bay. It's really beautiful. There you can see that push rod suspension right there. Cover easily goes back on, just like that. Get a good side profile shot for you guys. And around the front, really beautiful. And then let you guys come around the back, get a good look at that back end, all up close. So down here is where we have the steering, and then we do have a printed tile for the dash. And then here is where you find those paddle shifters right here for the transmission. Just really cool. Close our door and let you guys get a good look at the inner frunk and how all that works. So that is the review of the Sian. So wrapping up this 900 subscriber episode with the wonderful Sian. Man, what are my thoughts? Well, I do feel like I went a tad to hell and back on this one. If you guys are long-term founders of the channel, which I hope a lot of you guys are, you guys may remember a year ago me building cars such as the next-gen NASCAR for $50 and some other odd-and-end Technic cars like the Ford GT. I blatantly said in those videos that I do not like Technic because at that time it just took way too much patience to build a Technic set. It took too much time and too much patience, and which is something that I don't have a huge allowance for. Well, I have came a very, very long way in that time to where now building a Technic set is almost as desirable as a normal Lego set, but nonetheless, both types of, brick versus Technic, both of those come at a feeling of it's just another day, and I'm looking forward to getting a chance to build. And that's where I am now and how I was when I was building this car. How long did it take me to build this set? Well, guys, I can't tell you. I started filming this video over a week ago. I wasn't even sick with a cold when I started this video. We saw it on sale. I told my mom we weren't going to do anything for 900 subscribers. And then we saw this, we changed our mind, and we went and we decided to do this. And the coolest thing about this is the first time we've ever done a 900 subscriber build with a Technic set, and I couldn't think of a better way to do it, which is probably why we've never used Technic to begin with as a way of saying thank you all for subscribing. So I did spend at least, I can count 4 6-hour days on this set to build it. In the box, there is like 6 boxes, and every box is a step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It felt like a day's worth of work to do each one of those boxes. Like I can tell you guys right now, over a period of 2 to 4 hours, I did box 1, which is just doing all of the little tiny gears and pins for the 8-speed gearbox under the engine. Box 2 was the engine and some more framing. That I think I did in about 2 sittings of about 2 hours apiece. And then box 3, the seats and some other framing. Box 4 was the back half of the outer shell, and box 5 was the front half. And I did box 4 and 5 and 6 all in the same day. 6 was just wheels and tires, so that doesn't count. That's 5 minutes, 10 minutes to put those together and get those on. But I do know I spent an 8-hour day easily working on boxes 4 and 5 together. So it is a huge time-taking process. I equate this to building the UCS Millennium Falcon. If you guys have ever built the Falcon, you guys will know that it is something you just take your time with. There's not that many bags, yet there's a lot of parts. And that's how this is. There's not that many bags, 6. And there is 4,000 pieces almost in this set. Like I said, the only downside with this set is the fact that throughout the book, they try to make this intuitive experience of scan the QR codes and see this point of the build or see this part of the car, and they try to really engage with you throughout the build to make it a really cool experience for you guys. Unfortunately, a lot of that stuff has been discontinued in the last 4 years, and Lego doesn't support it anymore. The most significant being the VIN number registration. They felt due to the severity of the set with how big and expensive and how much it is, they felt that they needed to put a VIN number plate in the car. Each car is numbered particularly to itself, but now that website doesn't exist. It would be kind of fun to kind of get a owner's thing or whatever they gave you to say, hey, look, I built the Sian. But, you know, it doesn't exist. Now, will I do this process again for the Ferrari, Bugatti, and maybe if I'm balling out the Porsche? I think I definitely would. But as of right now, I would never do a project like this back to back. Like maybe in another 6 months, I'll do this again with the Ferrari if it's still for sale. Because this was a ton of work. For those who have not built Technic, Technic is a bunch of beams and small parts and pins and stuff that equal this. So to put it together, it's not like clicking bricks. It's literally your thumbs can get sore and quite tore up like mine is from pushing pins all day. So I love this set. It's wonderful. I think the deal on Amazon is still current for the 14% off or whatever it was, bringing it from $450 down to $375. I hope that doesn't mean that it's getting ready to be retired, because this thing is just incredible and it's going to retain its value throughout the years. I don't think I've seen one of these sell used for under $300. This is definitely a good investment. I'm going to put it right here on my shelf. Usually I put all of my Technic either hanging on the wall or on the bottom shelf. This one does not. Like the F1 car we did earlier this month, it goes up high where I can always see it, and it's going to go right here below my Speed Champions because, like the Millennium Falcon, this one is definitely a freaking trophy. I feel like I have the holy grail of Technic, like I have the holy grail of Lego. I got them both now. So with that, I want to say, if you guys want to support the channel, there's 2 ways to do it. Right down below, there's a little thanks button. When you hit that button, you guys leave a small donation. Helps us fund Lego sets like this and other Lego things around the studio here. If that's not really your thing, just hit that subscribe button and follow along. I feel like we're always doing really cool stuff here on the channel. As usual, if you guys want to share this video with your friends, please do. And also, please drop your comments down below and engage with me on the video. And what are your thoughts about the Sian? What are your thoughts about Technic sets that are over $300? And just drop those comments down below. I love to read what you guys have to say and respond to it. Up next on the channel, well, I'm not really sure what's up next. It's going to be a brand new month. So we'll have to tune in and see what I'm up to on the 1st of April. So with that, thank you all for watching, and you all have an excellent rest of your day.